I would love to promise myself that I will make a great contribution in green technology tool or vehicle to bring the knowledge and skills I know to Morocco.
I hope to be a professor teaching at Beihang University. That's my dream.
What I learned here in China and really applying into the real life in Peru and so many countries in Latin America. Hello, my name is Milagros. I am from Peru and now I am doing a master in management science and engineering.
Hi everyone, I'm Asiya from Morocco. This year is my first year in Beihang University as a mechanical engineering major.
Hello, I am Xiaofang. I come from China. My major is energy economics and management.
A pioneer in China's aerospace and advanced technology, Beihang University is where visionaries take flight, pushing the boundaries of science and reaching beyond the sky.
Welcome back to the Power of Youth Plus. This is Merna. I hope you had a lovely view of the campus of Beihang University. We're so excited to be here at Beihang University. We know it's one of the most prestigious universities in China. So to begin our topic today, we are in the University of Aeronautics and Astronautics, but today our focus wouldn't be exactly just that, because we are also going to be highlighting something very important in the world right now, specifically in 2026, which is green transition and green technology, as well as keeping a sustainable world, whether it's energy, whether it's, it's something that the entire world is talking about. So we are turning our attention today to the lovely students of Beihang University. So to begin our conversation, we'd love to ask you, what do you think is the most difficult point of taking these things that you are studying or researching and putting it in the real world right now in 2026?
In my case, I think the foundation. Because if the company don't have the enough investment, they cannot put this type of projects into the real world. Also, in Peru, for example, there are a lot of projects related to the green technology and make our world more sustainable, but they cannot put into the real life because the limited resources and infrastructure.
So in Peru specifically, can you tell me a bit more about these projects that are happening?
It's more focused in agricultural. More of them are more focused in agricultural, like irrigation systems.
It is true. Being in China, we are seeing lots of advancements in trying to keep the environment clean, trying to push more green energy. What are some of the things you've seen in your daily life that China is doing, in a way, is protecting a sustainable future in energy?
For example, when I was studying my bachelor, I listened an example of my teacher about aircraft related, that when you improve the aerodynamic efficiency, it reduces the energy and emission consumption. So this is an example in aircraft related.
Oh, that's really interesting. What about your day-to-day life?
For me, I noticed that the vehicles are all green, like eco-friendly. For example, we have bicycles and electric bikes,
Yes.
and also for the cars, they are all usually just electric. Like when I came back to my country, it was like a culture shock to see all not like electric cars, but here it's all providing just electric cars, and eco-friendly vehicles, so everyone can just not suffer from pollution.
Yes. Well, from day-to-day experiences you guys have shared, we'd love to ask you more from a broader perspective, since you are doing research on green energy and economics and stuff like that. What aspects are China doing in pushing or promoting the green energy protection here?
Yeah, I think it's a very good example is the government are taking out some measures to improve the use of the EV, that's electric vehicles. They have subsidy for the car companies. If they produce more electric cars, and they will get more, some bonus or like that. They have credits for the accounts if they produce more in the combustion engine vehicles. They will have negative credits. I think maybe the program is very complicated, but I can describe it like this. And for the customers, if they buy a new vehicle, they can choose to buy whether to buy a fossil fuel driven one or an EV. If they buy EV, it will be easier for them to get their car number. Yeah, the licensing. Yeah, that's it.
Speaking of EVs, as Sia mentioned, is it popular in Peru right now?
Not that popular, but yeah, I would like to my country and other countries in Latin America can follow the steps here in China and improve more this side of
the EVs are becoming quite, globally famous as well. I think lots of people are hoping to move to an EV car. Is it popular among young people in Morocco right now?
Yeah, like Morocco is also working to provide like where to charge cars. We have the EVs, and also like there is some cars like half electric and half using fossil fuel. So like it's just starting from step by step. But I hope like all youth now buy just the EV, because we are all raising our voices to solve this environmental global problem.
Well, speaking of, there's environmental global problems, as a student of engineering, when you are thinking of your next projects or stuff like that, do you keep the environment thought in your thinking when you're doing your designs?
Yes, of course.
Tell us a bit more.
I just started my bachelor journey, but always I'm thinking about since now I have to get the knowledge and skills enough so I can apply them in the work field. So we should, since now, start applying the sustainable development concepts into our project. So after we can develop them into the society, and they like from this, a small idea starts and is introduced to the public.
Is it, as young engineers are all hoping to add more environmentally friendly, sustainable energy into their projects, do you feel like economic-wise, is it easy to add them in, or do you think that's still a difficulty?
It may be a balance between the cost and the benefit. Yeah. If the policy is very good for the environment, but the cost is very high, then it will be very hard to be realized in a global or in a country level style. In a country level. So maybe the engineers, they should think a better way to reduce the cost, to let the technology be productized for that.
As from your experience growing up in the field of engineering and tech, you are hoping to learn more about how you can integrate green energy, or let's say more sustainable methods in the future projects. Do you think it's a difficulty? We're in 2026 right now. Looking forward a few years, do you think it will be more integrated, or do you think, as she said, the cost will be more difficult?
So I think the balance must occur when, like in the laboratory, we follow the environmental concepts. Then when it's introduced or launched to the public, we have to balance the profitability and the quality value. Like in the laboratory, the environmental concepts must be very strictly followed, and when introduced to the public, the price has to be the same level as the quality. So like all people can benefit. Like so we can avoid the failure or like the financial loss of the companies, because these companies have to develop vehicle by vehicle. So the balance is from the laboratory to the public, to the value, to also the company, and the contribution of each member of the society.
Very, very well said. Thank you, Asiya. In terms of, let's say, your specific research base, what do you agree with when both of them said, is it difficult to add more eco-friendly things in your...
I think nowadays it's not that difficult, because with all the development, I think now it's a must to consider the environmental factors in the engineer or in every project that we can make. It needs to be like a proportional thing, as my classmates and my friends are saying.
Proportional, exactly. So in terms of, we're discussing different methods we can learn from each other on how to keep an eco-friendly environment, as it is something that the entire world is facing right now. Last August, I was in a place in China called Yangling, where they really have high developments in AI and technology in terms of crops and agriculture. So I think introducing how to add AI and technology to protecting the crops is something that's quite popular in different aspects of the world. So I actually met a ministry people from Jordan, which is, my country, from Jordan, who came to learn more about how we can add technology into preserving water. So I feel like in terms of projects that you guys do from your countries or with China, which fields specifically do you feel like your country could benefit most from learning from China?
I think for, like, as you mentioned, water, we have a huge water crisis in like Morocco, and also the side of like the Mediterranean and the Arab countries. So I think the water is we can learn from Chinese people, and also there is like a lot of Chinese companies, and the Morocco and China relationship is now very strong. So we can learn from that, and also we are starting some Moroccan projects of hydrogen. So if we work together, like I think it's better to develop it, and I would love to be part of this contribution since I'm studying in China and I know Arabic and French in Morocco. So here as studying Chinese, I think I would
Be
hope
a great bridge one day.
Yeah, I would like to.
That's wonderful.
One of the best examples is the high-speed train. Yeah, many countries still want to build their own high-speed train because sometimes it can take more passengers than airplanes. Also, the airplanes it emits a lot of carbon dioxide when taking off and landing in these two periods. If you have a high-speed train, it will be electric driven. So I think it may save more. It will be more environmental friendly.
I also prefer actually traveling with the high-speed rail. I just find it much more convenient. I don't know how about you guys. Have you guys tried the high-speed rail in China since being here?
Yeah, it's really useful. I mean, and how to say, time saving.
Time saving, yeah. What about?
For me, I tried the high speed in China, but like the high speed in Morocco is also like I hope it's the same quality, but it's the first in Africa.
Oh.
So I tried it and it's very convenient, and I hope like it's like the railway is like longer because it's just in half of Morocco. So they are contributing now and trying to improve it into all Morocco, and I hope I will be there as an engineer helping.
As an engineer helping, I think that would be very exciting for your future. So if we ask you, for example, companies similar to railways, for example, if we were to give an advice for how to be more eco-friendly, whether it's railway or any other company in your country, what advice would you give based on what you've studied here so far?
I consider that nowadays, for example, the youngest people in my country, they are more worried about the environmental justice, the natural disasters, and helping to the different local communities. And here in China, they also are focuses more in the technological part and innovation. So I think that if we combine these two, the solution can be powerful. So we both can learn from each other and make better solutions.
And so what about in Morocco? Other than water you just mentioned, are there any other climate aspects that the young people are worried about?
I would like the water. So in Morocco we have like different climates. Like there is the Saharan climate and the cold climate and also the snow. So I think like also we faced earthquakes last years. So I think the environmental issue is the one, is the main reason of the earthquakes and the water crisis. And I think these are the most essential problems in Morocco that we have to face together and to cure together.
Facing together and curing together. I mean, I think that is part of the plan, which is initiated by every country. You know, there's always blueprints to learn from each other, and hopefully, as the younger generation, as you guys are, can in the future, whether it's with language or with whatever you studied here, is going to be acting as a bridge. Well, looking ahead to the future, we're going to wrap up soon. What is the most exciting green energy protection methods that you guys are excited for to introduce to your own countries?
So for me, I would like to say that renewable energies are the most exciting energies nowadays. It's a very clever idea and a clever move from humanity to use the renewable instead of wasting or running out of resources. For example, fossil fuels, because nowadays especially young generation and youth like us, we would like to use the renewable energies more. So to cure the earth and get rid of especially the pollution, and to not run out of resources, because fossil fuels we can use them in their fields, and we can use them when we really need them, not when we can use the renewable. It's better without pollution and to use each one in the essential way.
That was very well said. As we are wrapping up, we have asked this question of, it is 2026 right now, looking forward to 2036, which is 10 years from now. Where do you hope to be, and how has this journey in Beihang, or anything you studied here, can impact perhaps, or influence that person in 10 years? You can have a thought about it for 1 minute and then we can answer.
Okay. I think I see myself, and I really hope to support to the companies to taking better decisions, and also taking care of the environmental, the natural resources, because it's a real problem that we need to see, and also, yeah, like bridge the gap between what I learned here in China and really apply it into the real life in Peru and so many countries in Latin America.
All right, well said. Hopefully in 10 years we will see the new version of you, you know.
I hope to be a professor teaching at Beihang University.
Oh.
That's my dream. My supervisor, she once was working in the Chinese Science Academy. It's very close to Beihang University. It's just over several districts, maybe.
Very prestigious academy as well.
And now she started her professor career in Beihang University since 2016. I enjoyed a lot with the discussion or some seminars when staying with her, and I think she is a very good symbol for me. So I want to be people like her.
She's inspiring you to be a professor one day.
Yeah.
All right, so in 10 years, in 2036, we hope to see you a professor.
Yeah, I hope so.
We're so excited for you. And for Asiya here, to wrap up, tell us, what does 2036 look like?
So for me, I would love to promise myself that I will make a great contribution in green technology tool or vehicle, and to bring the knowledge and skills I know to Morocco, and being a region like between China and Morocco, since like now Morocco is working like with the pioneering companies as Namex of hydrogen car, and like a new company in Morocco for aerospace especially. So I would like to be one of them, or the third of them, as a pioneering company or a business, like, and to be the like also the idol, or like a good example for the next generation to learn from us, and as we learned from our last generations. So I would like to promise myself that I will really do that, and we'll see.
Beautiful dream. I hope in 10 years all of these dreams come true, and we can have a chance to sit together and have a conversation on how the past 10 years have been. All right, so thank you so much for joining us. This is the Power of Youth. We're so excited that you joined us today, and we learned so much from you, as I'm sure the audience did. Hopefully you liked this episode. This is the Power of Youth Plus, and we'll see you next time. Let's say goodbye. Bye.